Brian Flores, new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Welcome to Good Morning Football.
Thank you very much.
You have not made it yet until you're on Good Morning Football, so it's official now. Here you are, an NFL head coach.
Apparently I've arrived.
You've arrived. That's good. Coach, everyone knows you as a Patriots defensive mastermind, but they might not necessarily know your story. I'm fascinated by your story. You're a Brooklyn-born kid. Parents are from Honduras. You're first generation. Let the audience know a little bit about your story and your path from childhood kind of to the head coaching ranks.
Well, like you said, I grew up in Brooklyn, in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in a rough environment. I grew up in the projects in Brownsville, just to be blunt about it. Didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of love in our house. Two incredible parents, and then, aunts, uncles. We spent a lot of time together as a family. But growing up in that neighborhood, there was really three things that I learned. One was you got to be tough. Get in a few scuffles when you grow up in a neighborhood like
Mike
that.
Mike Tyson's from Brownsville, guys. All right, we'll go on from there.
I learned how to deal with adversity. We lived on the 20th floor in Brownsville, and every once in a while the elevator wouldn't work, so we'd have to get there, and then we got to walk up 20 flights of steps. So that was something. And the last thing, it motivated me. It motivated me to get myself and my family out of there, and I think I did that.
Here we are. And now you're an NFL head coach. Obviously, the mastermind was in play at the Super Bowl, and you held the Rams, who were averaging 33 points a game, to 3 points a game. You win that game, and then the story I've heard, and it hasn't been confirmed, you guys leave the stadium, everyone gets on the buses, but Brian Flores, you start to walk to the hotel amidst the fans out of the stadium. Is that true? And what was that experience like? Final game with the Patriots. I'm going to walk home just to enjoy this with all of the fans.
That story is true. I was with my wife and two of my three kids, my son Miles and Maxwell. My son's Miles and Maxwell. And we just, we were just soaking it in, and we wanted to. It wasn't a long walk to the. It actually ended up being a pretty long walk. Longer walk.
It wasn't a long walk. It was kind of a long walk.
There were some hills there. We actually ended up walking a little bit, and we walked with us, and we just wanted the surroundings. It was an incredible feeling, and we actually ended up taking a pedicab.
Okay, all right.
Afterwards,
That's
after
good.
About 10 minutes of walking. My sons were a little. They got a little tired.
They were tired. They were winded. And now the Dolphins. I think this is a really exciting time for Dolphins fans. Turn the page. It's a new leaf, and they're getting someone from within the division who knows maybe some of the trade secrets up there in New England. Why should Dolphins fans be excited about the Brian Flores era here in Miami?
I think we've got we've tried to put together a really good staff. There's already a lot of great people in the organization, starting with the owner, Steve Ross. Chris Greer's been incredible, and I feel like I know that we're aligned as far as the things that are important to us, the core values that I have and Chris has and Mr. Ross has, as far as building a team. And, we want a tough, smart, physical team. And we want good people in the building. We have that already, and we're going to bring more good people in. And we're going to bring in people who put the team first. And look, this is the ultimate team sport. And I'm excited. I love the game. I'm excited to be a part of the Dolphins organization, and I'm looking forward to getting started.
Free agency is going to come, and then the draft's going to come. You guys have the 13th overall pick. I know you can't speak much about the roster. Ryan Tannehill's been there for a while. Dolphins fans might be wondering, what are we going to do about the quarterback spot? Can you shed any light on who might be under center, or what you guys are looking at for under center, the most important position on the field in 2019?
Well, I've always said this. I think every position is important. Every position, every play, every phase, offense, defense, special teams, scouting, everything, equipment, all of it counts. We're in process. We're in the process of evaluating the team, evaluating the roster. The one thing I'll say is we're always going to do what's in the best interest of the Miami Dolphins. We put our team in the best position to win every week.
We had a bunch of Patriots players on after they won the Super Bowl, and Jonathan Jones was one of those guys. He was a cornerback. You might not know him at home as a household name, but a good player, played well in the postseason. We said, give one word to describe Belichick, and he said, jokes. I said, jokes? And he says, Belichick's shadily funny. Like, you worked with Belichick for more than a decade. Yeah. What's the one word you would use to describe Bill Belichick?
Discipline.
Discipline.
That would be the one word I would describe him as. And that's something that's important to him. It's important to me as well. Really discipline across the board. You need it to be successful in this really in life, period.
I'm going to put you on the spot for Dolphins fans. What's the one word we should use to describe Brian Flores?
Humility.
Humility.
I would say that would be the one word. I think you got to have a team full of humble individuals. I think we live in a world where it's all about the individual. When you're stepping into our facility, it's about the team. And you need humility for that to happen. So we want a group of people, really from top to bottom, who don't have egos. We're putting the team first, and understanding that we live in a world where a lot of it's about me. When you step in the building, it's about we.
Whew. Davie, Florida, hello. I'm in. I want to run through a wall for this guy. Brian Flores, it's awesome having you on Good Morning Football. Thank you so much for that, and great message. And Dolphins fans, I think you're in good hands. Back to you guys in New York.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Why isn't he wearing those rings, Schrags? Come on, love that. We love his story. You put him on the map for us and ones to watch, Brian Flores.
Yeah, that's it.
Getting the gig.
He's like, I'm gonna get